What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about another Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree build. This one's been a lot of fun and I've been playing around with all the different ways to make it work for me. That's right, I'm talking about the holiest and most devout art of kicking. Lots and lots of kicking. We're looking today at what I've been calling the Sub-Zero build. It's a build utilizing Dane's Footwork with the cold affinity. Combine that with all the kicking that I mentioned and, well, he's like Sub-Zero from that other game. Anyway, it's a lot of fun to play around with, and the real goal of the build is just to build up frost damage super quick, and it really does. Plus, it's just simple. Who needs all these magical swords and abilities when you can just enjoy the simplicity of a goddamn roundhouse kick?
Keep the change. Roadhouse.
You know, I actually should have called this the Peter Griffin build. That might be a missed opportunity. Anyway, first let's look at our very limited setup. Obviously, we want the Dane's Footwork with the cold affinity. Make sure you're using the Dry Leaf Whirlwind skill on that weapon. It's gonna rock cold like you wouldn't believe. We're not gonna use the skill a ton, but we'll have a few things that can buff it later too for when we do wanna use it. Now, as for armor, we're going full Liquid Snake here, wearing nothing but a nice pair of trousers. We want our equip load as low as possible for a later talisman. It's also just rule of cool. Look how casual and fun this guy looks. I don't know whether he's gonna become the Elden Lord or fight the umpire at his kid's Little League game. You can even join someone for co-op and just lay around outside the boss door like an anime protagonist in a tournament arc. For talismans, you're gonna wanna grab the Blue Dancer Charm. After all, this is why we're basically naked. It boosts your damage with a lighter equip load. A few other important talismans are the Shattered Stone Talisman, which is going to boost our Sacred Art of Kicking, and the Two-Headed Turtle Talisman, which is going to help us regain our stamina faster. A few other talisman options are the Rotted Wing Sword insignia, the Shard of Alexander, or really any of the talismans boosting strength, dex, or intelligence. I don't buff too often, but we're also going to use the standard buffs here too: Golden Vow, Flame Give Me Strength, you know how it is. Now, it may be obvious already, but we're kind of going for an evasive build here. The idea is just don't get hit. Very easy and fine. You're gonna move so fast, hit so often that you're just gonna win. On that note, let's move on to the stats. We're gonna go Vigor 50. Again, we're gonna try to not get hit, so I'm gonna save those 10 points of Vigor and put them elsewhere. Mine's 17, it's really only for the buffs and the skills, and I don't use a ton of those. You don't need a lot of FP. Endurance 30, you do need a pretty good amount of stamina. Strength, dexterity, and intelligence, I've got those at 24, 30, and 45 respectively. That's just for scaling. I played around with it a lot, and this just made the most sense. For Faith, we're doing 25, just so you can use Golden Vow. Honestly, if you want to not do buffs, you could just put that into intelligence or dexterity. And Arcane, nobody cares. So it's not quite a glass cannon, but if you're not good at dodging, this probably won't be a build for you. Also, it's not exactly a boss melter either. I made this to just be kind of fun and ridiculous, not to take on the final boss. In fact, if you roll up on the final boss like you both just got thrown out of a Chili's and you've got a score to settle, you're probably gonna have a long fight ahead of you. However, look at this. I mean, what a fun, fresh way to play Elden Ring. Please, try this out and just start roundhouse kicking everyone you see, and I promise it will improve your day. Well, if you made it this far, as always, I really appreciate it. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and go ahead and subscribe and stick around. If you want to check out another fun build I did, the Rellana's Twin Blades, you can find that on my page and in the description here. Well, I really do hope you have fun with this build. Thank you for being part of the community, and we'll see you in the next one.